Hi, I'm Steve Bourie, and I am the author of the American Casino Guidebook. If you're not familiar with us, please be sure to visit our website at americancasinoguidebook.com. Joining me today is Matt Bourie.
Hey everybody, I'm the editor of the American Casino Guidebook, and our video today is titled 15 Dumb Casino Betting Ideas.
Yeah, these are 15 bad ideas that people who really aren't familiar with casino gambling, how they would go into a casino and play, and they think these are good ideas. And usually the people who go into the casino and they don't know anything at all, there's a term for them, and we call them ploppies, and Matt's going to explain what a ploppy is.
So the reason they're called ploppies is because they have no idea about anything in casinos, and they walk into a casino and they just plop down in the chair at the first game they see. They don't care what it is. They don't care what the rules are. They don't care if they know how to play. They just plop down in the chair, and then they start gambling. So here are some fantastic ideas that they've given.
All right, because there's a lot of topics we're going to cover, 15, we're breaking this video down into 3 different parts. There's 15 ideas we're going to discuss. Today we're going to do the first 5. So Matt, let's start it off with number 1.
All right, number 1 is this theory that if you double your bet after a loss, you'll eventually have to win.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. And people know this as the Martingale system. It's a very famous system. It's been around forever. But it's a bad idea because what you're doing is you're making a bet based on what happened in the past. Rather, and you have to keep in mind that let's take roulette as an example. Each spin of the wheel is an independent event. So whatever happened in the past doesn't affect what's going to happen in the future. This is sometimes called a gambler's fallacy. Well, let's say black has come in 5 times in a row, and they say, oh, well, you know, red is due to come in, and so I'm going to bet red. And it really doesn't matter because the wheel doesn't have a memory. It doesn't know what came in the past. And every time you spin the wheel, the odds are independent of what happened in the past. And it's really not that hard for 8 red or black to come in a row, because the odds are about 325 to 1. So if a roulette wheel, the average spin is around 40 times an hour. So you go 24 hours a day. So the math is there that at least once a day, you should have a series of 8 in a row, either red or black, odd or even, high or low. So it's not that uncommon for that to happen. And Matt's going to give you some more information here concerning blackjack.
So the main problem with the Martingale system is that either A, you're going to run out of money if you keep doubling your bet every time you lose, or B, what a lot of people don't realize is that you're going to get issues with the table limit. So say you're sitting at a blackjack table, minimum bet is $10, maximum bet is $500, which is pretty run-of-the-mill for a table. The issue with this is if you start betting $10, you can only make 6 bets in a row if you keep losing by doubling them before you hit the table limit. You're going to start at $10, you lose that, you go to 20, you lose that, you go to 40, you lose that, you go to 80, you lose that, you go to 160, you lose that, you get to 320. If you lose the 320, if you doubled that, you'd have to get to 640. You wouldn't be able to make that $640 bet with a $500 max table bet. And you might think it's really hard to lose 6 hands in a row in blackjack, but if you've played enough blackjack, you know it happens very often. You actually have a 1 in 47 chance of losing 6 hands in a row in blackjack. It's even easier to do in that than it is to do in roulette. And on top of that, the other issue with the Martingale system is, say you lost those 5 hands in a row, you get to your 6th hand, you're betting $320, which is not a small amount of money to be betting on one hand of blackjack. Even if you win that $320, on the previous 5 hands, you lost $310. So even if you're betting $320 and you win that bet, you're only up $10. Why would you ever want to bet $320 to be up a net total of $10? That's just crazy. And since it's blackjack, if you're betting $320, what happens if you get an 11 and you need to double down? What happens if you get 2 aces and you need to split them? You know, it's just then it's going to get real expensive real fast. And that is why doubling your bet after a loss is not a good idea. Number two that we have here is people that say that live keno is a good game to play. And Steve, why is that a bad idea?
Yeah, we do an analysis every year of the casino advantage on the games and what they actually make. And Keno always comes in as the worst game. And has now this is live Keno we're talking about, not the electronic machine game that you sit down and play at a terminal. So this is live Keno in a lounge where they either electronically draw the balls or they have systems where they draw the balls by hand, whatever. So it's about a 27% house edge. So it's definitely the worst game in the casino. Now, the only good thing about it is you can play it for $1, or it's not an expensive game, and it goes rather slowly. You play about 10 games an hour. Now maybe 6 times an hour, once every 10 minutes. But now there is an interesting hook that Matt has in how to get your money's worth when playing Keno. It's an interesting idea.
Yeah, we had heard this. Somebody told us this years ago, and I just thought it was the funniest thing ever, and it's always stuck in my head, so I always have to bring it up. I forget who it was, but we were talking to somebody about how to save money in Vegas, and this guy said that if you ever want to drink for free in a casino, you walk into the Keno lounge and you just walk around and you pick up all the Keno tickets that are on the floor that people got upset that they lost and just threw everywhere, and you go around and you pick them up. And then you go sit in a chair and you just hold all these Keno tickets in your hand and you make it look like you're betting a lot of money playing Keno with all these tickets. And you're not actually betting anything because they were just tickets you found on the floor. And then the waitress will come up and ask you what you want to drink. And you just let her know, and she thinks you're a high roller because you got all these Keno tickets that you didn't pay for.
Number 3 in our list of dumb betting ideas is always bet max coins when playing a slot machine.
And so there's a lot of different, as many people know, there's a lot of different slot machines out there on the market. And while some of these machines, it's not a terrible idea to bet max coins, on some of them, it is a terrible idea. And you definitely don't want to bet max coins on a machine that gives you no benefit. And what it is it'll have the pay table for 1 coin, it'll have the pay table for 2 coins, it'll have the pay table for 3 coins. And most of the time, the way they would get you to bet max coins is, say, the top award, the jackpot, whatever the 3 bells or whatever the top award is. You bet 1 coin, it was like 500. If you bet 2 coins, it was 1,000. And if you bet 3 coins, it jumped to like 2,000 or 2,500 or something. So in a case like that, it makes sense to bet max coins. However, some of them were just a straight multiplier, where the top award, 1 coin was 500, 2 coins was 1,000, 3 coins was 1,500. In that case, there's really no point to betting max coins because the only thing you're getting is 3 times your wager. But if you just bet 1 coin, it's the same ratio. You're just getting 3 times the award because you're betting 3 times the money. And there's a few other cases on the video slots that Steve can go over here.
Yeah, nowadays most people like to play these slot machines that have bonus rounds. And you don't have to bet max coins. In most instances, you don't have to bet max coins to be eligible for the bonus rounds. Usually what you have to do is you just have to put 1 coin on each pay line. So let's say that you can do 30 coins on one line. So a lot of them now is 60. So if you do 60, or you could bet 600, max coins is 600. You don't have to bet 600. You could bet 60 and you'll be eligible for the bonus round. You always want to make sure that you bet just enough to be eligible for the bonus round. And that's important because when these games are manufactured, there's a base game, which will return a certain amount. And then there's extra, which comes from the bonus round. So if you never bet enough to make the bonus rounds, you won't get the full payback percentage on that machine. So you always want to make sure you bet enough to make to be eligible for the bonus round, but you don't have to bet the max. Now, to know for sure, you could go in and look at the information screen on the machine. But I would say probably 98% of the games today, if you just bet 1 coin on each pay line, you'll be eligible for the bonus round. Now, there is one exception to what we're talking about here and always betting max coin, and that is on these wide area progressive jackpots, these ones that have $1 million, $2 million, $3 million up to 5 million and more for these giant jackpots. They're all linked together through a central computer. On those games, you do want to make sure that you bet maximum coins whenever you're playing a giant progressive like that, because if you don't do that, you're just building up a jackpot for someone else to win. You will not be eligible to win those jackpots unless you bet max coin. So that is the one exception to this rule.
And number 4 on our list of dumb casino betting ideas is that when you're playing blackjack, to play the exact same way that the dealer does.
Yeah, some people think this is a good idea. So, well, if the dealer's playing by these rules, they must be good. And if I do the same thing, I can do just as well as the dealer. Well, no, you can't. And the big problem is the game of blackjack, the house gets its advantage by you going first, because if you bust first, you lose. If the dealer busts after you, you don't get any money back. You've already lost. So that's the big problem with following this kind of strategy.
Yeah, and if you've seen any of our old videos, we had a gentleman named Colin from Blackjack Apprenticeship on, and he had said the last time we interviewed him that he analyzed this game and realized that it was one of the worst strategies you can possibly have in blackjack. So I reached out to him this morning to ask him just how bad it was, and he said that if you're taking the exact same rules the dealer has, if you hit on anything 16 or below and you stand on anything 17 or above, no matter what, he said you're going to have between a 5 and a 6% edge over you from the house. And that might not sound that bad, 5 to 6%, because there's definitely games in a casino that are far worse than that. But if you think about it, if you're playing perfect basic strategy, depending on the rules, the house edge is between 0.5% and 0.75%. So this can be up to 10 times as high that you're giving up to the house just for playing by the same way the dealer does. So do you want to give up 10 times as much money as you have to? No. So you're just going to want to steer clear of that one completely.
Okay, number 5 on our list of 15 dumb betting ideas concerns table games. And that is that making side bets on table games is a good idea. No, it's not. Generally, those bets are put there because these are rather low-paying, low house edge, well, not always low house edge bets, but they're ways to increase the house edge over the basic game itself. Now, these side bets, a lot of times you'll see a little display on the table itself, and they'll have these progressive jackpots that you can win, and they build up, and eventually someone does win it. But if there's a side bet there, you can be pretty sure that it's probably a bad bet.
Yeah, the things that really pull these people into making the side bets, and I got to say, they are fun bets. On occasion, I will make them, most of the time if I've been drinking. But one example is on blackjack. They have a thing that's most casinos have it. It's to match the dealer. And as I just said before, about average house edge on a normal blackjack game is about 0.5 to 0.75%. So it's less than 1% if you're playing perfect basic strategy. So it's a good game to play. The match the dealer, different casinos have different pay tables for it. But the house edge on that ranges from 3.3% all the way up to 4.8%. So like Steve said, this is just the way that casinos have designed the game so that they can make more money in the long run. Because why would the casino only want to make a 0.5% edge over players when they can add a side bet and make almost 5% off the players, you know? Another one example is 3-card poker. Depending on the pay table, 3-card poker has a house edge of anywhere from 3.3 to 4.28%. It's based on the pay table. And they've added a new side bet on this game called the 6-card bonus. And that has a house edge of up to 15.28%. And if you think that's bad, it gets even worse. Like what Steve was saying, when they have these displays, digitalized displays, where they have the progressive meter that keeps going up. And generally, there's some sort of lights on the table. If you want to make that side bet, there's lots of bells and whistles to attract you to those side bets, and there is a reason for that. The most popular progressive side bet, which on the 3-card poker is getting a suit, a mini royal of a certain suit. I think it's spades or clubs. I forget which one it is. But when that meter resets to wherever it starts at, so if somebody were to just hit it, it starts at a house edge of 46.94%, which is incredibly high, especially since the base game itself only has a house edge of 3 to 4.28%. So it's just huge there. And mind you, as the progressive goes up, the house edge on the casino, on the bet itself, starts to shrink. So I think the house edge goes down. I think it's 2% for every $1,000. The ticker goes up for the progressive. So it doesn't always stay at 46%, but just the fact that it starts there is mind-blowing. I knew it was a bad bet, but I didn't even know it was that bad until I looked it up.
All right, that concludes part 1 of our look at 15 dumb casino betting ideas. Don't forget, we're going to come back with part 2, another 5, and part 3, another 5.
Yeah, and if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave some comments below. Let us know what you think. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, click on the bell, and turn on all notifications so you never miss any of our other great videos.
Yeah, and don't forget, we have a new website now, American Casino Bonuses. If you're interested in looking for free money to play at online casinos, you'll find a lot of them there, at least 25 different offers. Again, AmericanCasinoBonuses.com. Thanks again for watching, and best wishes for good luck in the casinos.